You know that feeling when you're at a huge concert and the bass is so loud you can literally feel it in your chest? The lights, the sound, that insane energy from thousands of people all watching one stage. It's pure magic, right? But how does all that actually happen? Well, that's what we're going to do. We're going to break down the anatomy of a giant rock show.
I mean, just look at that. A whole sea of people. To go from a totally empty field or arena to this, it takes an absolutely incredible amount of work. So, where does it even start?
Well, it actually starts way earlier, in an empty, quiet venue, hours, sometimes even days before a single fan shows up. This is where the whole thing gets built, right from the ground up. So way before the band even gets there, this whole team of experts is already on site and working like crazy. It is a full-on race against the clock. Their job? To turn a completely blank space into a rock paradise. They're unloading truck after truck of gear, building the stage from scratch, hanging all those lights, and setting up a sound system that's powerful enough to literally shake the building.
And this team, they're called the road crew, or roadies. And honestly, they are the absolute unsung heroes of any tour. While the band is traveling or getting some rest, these technicians are the ones physically building the show, and then tearing it all down after it's over. They do this day after day in a new city every time. Let me be real clear. Without them, there is no show. Period.
Okay, so once everything is finally built, there's one more super important step, the sound check. This is when the band finally comes out to the empty venue to play a few songs. Now, this isn't really a rehearsal for them. It's a test for the sound crew. They need to hear every single microphone, every drum, every guitar to make sure it's all perfectly balanced. That way, when you're in the crowd later, the music sounds amazing and not like a muddy mess.
All right, so the stage is set, the sound is checked. Now let's talk about the people everyone actually paid to see. You gotta remember, a rock band is a team. Every single member has a really specific, really important job to do to create that huge sound you hear.
And right out front, of course, you've got the lead singer. But there's so much more than just a voice. They're the storyteller, the direct connection between what's happening on stage and everyone in the audience.
It's their job to own that stage. They're the ones who bring the lyrics to life, who get the crowd hyped up, and who have this incredible ability to make thousands of complete strangers feel like they're all part of one big thing. I mean, their energy can totally define the entire night. And then you have that sound. You know the one, the electric guitar. It's really the engine of rock music, right? It's what gives songs that powerful, energetic, kind of rebellious feeling. And what's cool is that guitarists aren't just playing notes, they're actually sculpting the sound itself. How do they do that? Well, they use a whole bunch of foot pedals, all those little boxes you see on the floor at their feet. These things can do all sorts of crazy stuff. One pedal might add distortion, which gives it that fuzzy, aggressive sound. Another one can create an echo, so the notes repeat. And then there's the famous wah-wah pedal, which literally makes the guitar sound like it's talking. And all this tech and skill, it often leads to one of the biggest moments of the whole show, the guitar solo. You know it, the rest of the band gets quiet, a single spotlight hits the guitarist, and they just go for it. It's their moment to show off their incredible skill and creativity.
But here's the thing, all that flashy guitar work and powerful singing needs something solid to stand on. That's where the rhythm section comes in. Think of them as the foundation of the house. This is the powerhouse duo, the drummer and the bass player. They're the ones who provide that solid groove that makes you want to dance.
So the drummer is basically the heartbeat of the band. They keep the time and set the pace with that powerful, steady beat. And they usually sit up high on a platform called a riser. That's so everyone in the venue can actually see them back there. Then you have the bass player. They lock in perfectly with the drummer, but they use these really low notes that connect the rhythm to the melody. You know, the notes that are so low you can literally feel them vibrate in your chest.
So we've got the band, we've got the songs, but how does their music actually reach every single person in a massive stadium? And how do they make it look like a giant blockbuster movie? Well, that's where all the incredible technology comes in. And trust me, it's a huge part of the modern concert experience. First off, to be heard over tens of thousands of cheering fans, you need some serious power. That's why you always see those massive walls of speakers hanging on either side of the stage. They're called stacks, and they are designed with crazy precision to shoot crystal clear sound all the way to the person in the very, very back row. And the person controlling all that power, that's the sound engineer. You'll usually see them way out in the middle of the crowd at this giant mixing board that looks like a spaceship cockpit. They're like the captain of the ship, using all those knobs and sliders to constantly balance the sound of every single instrument and voice.
Their goal is to create one perfect, powerful mix for everybody listening. But a great rock show isn't just about what you hear. It's also a total feast for the eyes. The lighting designers are basically artists, but instead of paint, they use light. So for a fast, high-energy song, they'll hit you with bright, flashing lights and crazy lasers to get the excitement up. But then for a slow song, they'll switch to soft, single colors and slow-moving beams to create a totally different, more emotional vibe.
Oh, and it doesn't stop with the lights. You've got the giant video screens so everyone gets a close-up view. You've got smoke machines pumping out thick fog to create this epic atmosphere. And then, for the biggest moments, you get pyrotechnics. Yep, we're talking about perfectly timed explosions and huge bursts of flames that just make the whole thing feel absolutely larger than life. Okay, so we've got the hardworking crew, the amazing band, and all this incredible technology. But there is one final ingredient, the most important one, really, that makes a rock show actually come alive. And that's you, the crowd.
Just think about that for a second. More than 50,000 people, all in one place, all for the same reason. When that many people share an experience, it creates this energy that is just electric. There's nothing else like it.
And the thing is, the audience isn't just passively watching. They are part of the show. When tens of thousands of people are all singing along to every single word or jumping to the beat at the same time, they're adding to the performance. And that energy, it shoots right back to the band on stage, and it pushes them to play even harder.
So when you put all those pieces together, the crew, the band, the tech, and the fans, you end up with something way more than just a concert. You get something truly special.
And really, this is the key to everything. A concert isn't just a band playing songs from an album. It's a live, two-way street. It's a totally unique moment in time that's created by those specific people in that room on that night. It will never happen in exactly the same way ever again.
So, from the road crew showing up at dawn all the way to that final roar from the crowd, it's this huge collaborative effort. Which kind of makes you think, right? What is it that makes a show unforgettable? Is it that perfect guitar solo, the crazy light show? Or is it that feeling of singing your favorite song along with thousands of other people? What's the one thing that makes a performance stick with you forever?